All right. So people have been asking me to talk about Ice. They're like, Papa God, you need to look into Ice Poseidon. Check this video. And so somebody sent me this Jay Aubrey video called "A Streamer Turned Scammer: The Downward Spiral of Ice Poseidon." Wow, I can really speak well today, huh? So let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Can't really be surprised, ladies and gentlemen. Ice Poseidon gets caught.
We got a nice trigger warning here. The following video contains flashing images, mild adult themes, and the stupidest financial decisions ever made. Holy fuck, sounds like my whole life.
Can't really be surprised, ladies and gentlemen. Ice Poseidon gets caught.
Listen, dude, if you were still following around Ice Poseidon in 2022, you gotta be an idiot.
$300,000 from a crypto rug pull scam.
I don't think he regrets anything or feels bad about
I don't like your haircut, Coffee Zilla. Just being honest with you.
any of this.
Is that a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme? Okay, I don't really know how to explain it.
Nice intro. I like that.
I don't know, dude. I might be on Terminal 5. I don't know where I am. I'm just on 53A. That's my gate. And I'm not sure telling you guys that is a good idea, but what can you possibly do, right?
Wait, is that the guy? Is that the guy who? Is this the guy who went to like an Italian restaurant and then the mafia guy was like, "I'm gonna kill you. Get out of here." Is this the guy?
Phoenix police searching an American Airlines plane at Sky Harbor. Police say an anonymous threat was called in. That threat wound up being not credible.
Only ABC 15's John Erickson.
What a dumbass. Why the fuck would you tell people where you, like, what flight you're on or where you're at? What an idiot.
In the terminal with those relieved passengers tonight.
Paul Denio.
Passengers on that American Airlines flight from Los Angeles say that after they landed here, police surrounding the plane.
In an ABC 15 exclusive, the guy taking off the flight at Sky Harbor says he was the victim of a prank bomb threat against that plane.
I just can't help but feel really bad for all those people.
Paul Denio.
How has this happened multiple times to this guy?
Otherwise known to his chat as Ice Poseidon, spent years garnering a reputation of being swatted by his own fan base. Day after
Why? How does this keep happening to him? Like, it seems like at this point he's like encouraging it.
day, publicizing every avenue of his personal life, cultivating a community of bad actors whose behavior at times bordered on criminal. To his credit, letting his viewers call the shots not only proved itself wildly entertaining, but wound up being especially profitable too. At the end of the day, it's only content, right? Well, I want to know how we got from here to Paul scamming his fans out of $500,000. Something we've all done. Join.
Hey, it's easy to scam kids. You know what I mean? That's why I put razor blades in the. Here's what I do. Halloween, buy candy, eat the candy, put razor blades in there. Boom. They think it's candy. They go home and then they cry. That's not my fault, bro. Your parents should be checking the candy wrappers. That's not my fucking problem. My mom used to do that. She check all the candy wrappers. That's smart. Okay? You're just gonna close your eyes and put that in your mouth? It's fucking shame.
Join me as we analyze the chaotic but inevitable downfall of the streaming icon. This is the story of Ice Poseidon.
Okay, all I want to do is just stream. It's not worth it because nobody understands. It makes my job so much more difficult.
But first, today's sponsor, who happens to not be a fraudulent crypto scheme, Bespoke Post. Bespoke is a monthly membership club that delivers awesome boxes of top-shelf goods from under-the-radar brands. Take, for example, the Terra Box, made by Barebones, which is stationed in Salt Lake City. With 90% of their products coming
Why does that matter?
straight from small businesses, every box comes with around $70 in retail value at the cost of just $49. You'll get to preview everything in your box before it even ships, which means you can either keep it, swap it for a different box, or skip that month entirely. So although it's a subscription service, you only pay for what you want. This month I chose Over Easy, which is great.
Sounds cool. All right, let's get to the video.
Cryptocurrency and scams.
That scared me. The sound scared me. I thought that there was like a beaver in my house or something that broke in.
Today, a once massive streamer was exposed for stealing $500,000 from his fans.
I'll be honest, in my opinion, Ice Poseidon is not a good person.
So, what kind of kid were you? Or what would you do before this whole streaming thing? What led up to this?
Oh, what is up with the ninja haircut, bro?
Paul Denio was born in Palm Beach, Florida on September 29th, 1994. His father, a plasma technician, and his mother, a mental health administrator
Wow, he sounds like he started really well off in life. Holy shit.
who went on to describe her son in 2018 as a shy kid who acted out to make friends, which may have only
That's, you know what that means? He's a fucking loser, bro. The internet's full of them, bro. Look at me. Boom.
isolated him even further. Growing up in the gated community of Martin County, Paul was a self-described
Weird motherfucker growing up.
After finishing off high school and getting a 2 years associate's degree, Paul went on to work as both a kitchen manager and a line cook for several years.
Streaming is definitely not worse than being a line cook, but it's definitely more stressful.
Isn't that crazy, though? Like, you have parents that do so well, and then you just end up being an underachiever. What's your parents failed? You're a fucking failure, bro. I'm just kidding. That's mean. I mean, you end up being a popular streamer, but I feel like that's luck. You know, I mean, it's not like you went to like a school for something so that you can pursue a reasonable career. But I was also an underachiever, so you know, nay myself.
So when somebody throws up a plate that's part of like a 4-plate order, and then you're wondering where like some big piece of meat is, it takes 10 minutes to cook, and you find out the guy running grill didn't put it on, and the entire order is going to be for that plate is going to be. You got to decide what you want to put in the window and what you want to the window people about, because you know they're going to give you shit. And when you're trying to run every other ticket coming in to make sure that you don't fall behind, like all of this shit is less stressful than playing video games and talking to a stream chat.
It's more all right. How do I put that?
But despite everything,
yeah, I mean, I guess. Listen, that's his experience. I guess that streaming is more stressful for him. But I just that's not the general experience. Like, I mean, well, okay, it's a different type of stress doing this. When I used to work a job, like I managed like a bus cleaning crew. That could be stressful. It had its moments, but like the paycheck was consistent. Like I knew I was gonna. What was stressful was interacting with bosses that were constantly like taking away my benefits. Like that part's stressful, but you have job security, so that part's not as stressful. You know, but I'm very fortunate though. But you know, when views start to dip a little bit, it gets stressful because there's no longevity or potentially no longevity in this career. So when you go through your ebbs and flows, your ups and downs, sometimes you're like, oh, what's going on? You know, so there can be a level of stress, and the stress though. Funny enough, the stress of being a social media person is that you might not be able to be one anymore. You know, so it's ironic, you know, because the stress is like, oh no, I fell off, and then I have to get a real job. So obviously, real jobs are more stressful. If your entire point or your focal point of stress for being a streamer is, which is it is like I want to continue to be one because I don't want to have to do a normal job. Then what do you think is more stressful? The normal job, obviously.
He just wasn't happy.
Really boring. I didn't do anything. I just went home after line cooking and played RuneScape.
It was safe to say he wasn't where he wanted to be. Burnt out in every other aspect, Paul found escapism in online video games. Most particularly the fantasy roleplay of RuneScape, which he had been a fan of since 12. It's where the character Ice Poseidon was born, and it's also where much of Paul's social life was relegated. As outlined in The New Yorker, Ice Poseidon could do things online for attention without suffering real-world consequences. An assessment I'd say has aged like fine wine. But we're not there. By 2015, Paul would upload old-school RuneScape content to a small audience on YouTube, and quickly set his sights on a budding livestream platform that had just launched back in 2009. He didn't know it at the time, but in just a few short years, Paul would become one of the most influential entertainers on all of Twitch, garnering hundreds of thousands of supporters before being kicked off. But again, we aren't anywhere near that yet. We still have a lot of
people keep getting banned off of Twitch. I don't understand.
Ground to cover before we get into the fun stuff. In 2015, Paul was fresh out of a job, had just finished school, and needed something to occupy his free time. Devoting hours
a job
to building a following on Twitch, it wasn't long before people started paying attention, and thus the Purple Army was born.
That whole story just sounded ridiculous. His gang of hoodlums that say the white steed of the Purple Army, dude.
Hold on, I missed
His gang of hoodlums that say the
it's controversial. His fan base is controversial, with some describing the community as toxic to their frequent use of racial slurs and sexist slurs and harassment. Oh, okay.
White steed of the Purple Army.
That's why he was banned? I don't know. Okay.
Who knew the exact crowd responsible for Paul's generous income would also be the ones to destroy him in the end? See, Paul didn't treat his fans the same way other streamers did. He made them an active part of the streams themselves, calling them on the phone, letting them pick music, even allowing their company in games of RuneScape. They weren't treated like fans so much as they were personal friends, which made sense considering, by his own admission, Paul didn't have much of a life outside the internet at this time.
With you guys being
I'm surprised this guy hasn't shot up fucking school. Jesus Christ.
The only people that I actually talk to, when half of those people do nothing but to try to piss you off, you know, over the course of a few months, it just starts to sink in. The streams are good, I think, for most of the time. But when I have one bad
I just laugh when people cry sometimes. I'm sorry. What are you fucking crying for? Okay, this guy's struggling with having no fucking friends, man. That's so sad.
stream. Like, I feel such a right now, man.
From the jump, it was clear how much these streams meant to him. Streaming was more than just a pastime. I mean, at this point, it was more than just a job. It was his entire life. And living a life strictly online certainly came with downsides.
When you just don't talk to anybody for so long, it just gets to you. And I know I should, like, not sleep for so long. I could go out and do shit. I just don't know how to go out and meet people, man.
Where's Keemstar come into play? That's the real question.
Without having, like I don't, like, usually you meet people at, like, a job or, like, school or something. I don't know how to. There's no way for me to do that. There's no job. No school.
So you have to imagine how Paul must have felt when he finally had an excuse to get out of the house, when he could combine his love of streaming with the outside world he so desperately wanted to be a part of. For Paul, everything changed with the release of
Pokemon Go to the polls.
Okay. I played Pokemon Go for a little bit, and I fell off the stoop trying to get a Pikachu, so I decided that it wasn't for me anymore. That's it.
Inarguably the biggest and most profitable mobile game.
Or was it an Eevee? I don't remember.
Game of that summer, Pokemon Go was downloaded a whopping 500 million times worldwide by the end of 2016, giving socially depraved shut-ins across the globe a chance to combine their hobby of gaming with literally touching grass. Armed with nothing more than a backpack and a camera strapped to his head, Ice Poseidon began streaming himself playing the game in real life. The hype of going around catching Pokemon in public spaces, combined with Paul's naturally outlandish demeanor, made way for some pretty memorable interactions.
What's up, guys? I'm good. How you doing? Looking for Pokemon. Happen to have any? 1378 for a Charizard? Man, I'm taking more like 6969.
Are you recording us?
No, it's not. It's just a fashion statement. All right, yeah, I'm recording. Yeah, we got a bunch of people watching. Yeah. When you tape the phone to the shirt, then, you know, girls want to have sex with you more.
No, not really.
See, Ice had
That's funny, bro.
Finally found himself a golden goose.
You know, it's so terrible because I could never do IRL streams like that ever. Because like it's one thing where you see like some fucking 20-something-year-old like smaller guy walking around being goofy. Imagine a 30-fucking-year-old man with like some gray hair in his beard, fucking 6'4", fat as shit, walking around. Like I just feel like people will instantly think I'm a horrible person. You know what I mean? Like the way that I walk around and I do a Costco live stream, I'll think about it. I got to get one of those boomer things, you know? I got to get one of those boomer things where you put it around your neck and it hangs down and you can walk around and be like, "Hey, it's me. I'm doing a live stream. It's Papa Guy." I would do that, but I just don't have the fucking balls. You know what I mean? I don't have the fucking balls to do it. What a good idea. Then I can make a Papa IRL fucking thing where you're just walking around Costco. But then also, I'm not gonna harass people. I'm not gonna walk up to people and be like, "Hey, how are you?" Like that's weird. I would just go to Costco and shop normally, and I would feel really self-conscious about myself. So
he'd been successful with RuneScape, of course, but now clashing his streaming talents with a physical activity gave him the chance to make money and content, all while improving his own social skills. And the Purple Army ate it the fuck up.
I'll do it at maybe I'll do it at Disney. I'll stream on Disney when we're there. I'll walk around and be like, "Hey, it's me, Papa Gut." You know?
Whether awkward, funny, or sexual, Ice's IRL Pokemon Go streams were received incredibly well by his audience. In 2022, IRL streaming is basically just another genre, but 6 years ago, it was a different story. Nobody had done it like this, at least not as well as Ice, regularly pulling 20,000 viewers per stream. With more subscribers, Ice began racking up more notoriety, his mother even noting her shock when kids recognized her son at Halloween that year. It just completely blew us away, she noted. They all knew what Ice Poseidon was, and they stopped dead in their tracks. Ice became such a favorite creator, in fact, that he may have had something to do with the launch of a new category on Twitch that December, the IRL section, giving creators the chance to stream themselves out and about without the need for video games.
Hello. How are you, sir? Are you the drug man? You look like the guy who has the drugs. Sitting there on the tree with the jacket. Alrighty.
Okay.
Goodbye. I love you.
What?
I love you.
I love you.
See, they're not bad. Look, oh. My wife just joined the stream. Sorry.
Good. I love you too. Do you guys have a lighter downstairs? No, we're not smoking in the hotel room. I just need to get rid of a pimple.
Basically, he just made a living out of going around in public, annoying people.
Yo, what are you doing, bro? Yo, dude, what the f are you doing, dog? What the f?
Wherever Ice went, chaos was soon to follow.
Any kind of report of an emergency, you seem to be around with your camera. Alright? Spread your feet.
Gee, I wonder why.
I think it's clear Ice was never known for his responsibleness, responsibility.
Stop driving like an idiot. You may think it's entertaining, but how do you think the passengers are?
You almost ran over a bicyclist.
I did not.
Yes, you did. I saw him. You almost ran over the bicyclist.
I did not.
Literally acid. Oh! My deposit!
What was that?
Maturity, yeah, that's the word. He's never known for his
maturity. I mean, like, it's all funny games, so you're like, he shouldn't be driving and doing that. That's very inappropriate. It's not funny to me at all, because like you could actually hurt someone. Like if you die yourself, I don't care, but like if you hurt somebody else, then like what the fuck's wrong with you? You know what I mean?
Got the like little steak and shake.
But that's just who he was. Tactless, carefree at times, and obnoxious at others, which certainly generated the peculiar type of following. In fact, his core audience has been blasted as toxic for as long as Ice has been around. Calling and harassing a woman in mass after Paul leaked her number on stream, accidentally, I think, on the very same day as the IRL category's launch. He was issued a 45-day ban from the platform he dominated, his third at that time. But Ice Poseidon was hardly deterred, making the call
Isn't that like a permanent ban after 3?
over his extended vacation to make the move from Florida out to Los Angeles, where he aimed to connect and collaborate with other popular creators. It was clear that even in the face of setbacks, Paul was
He looked better with his hair, just saying.
determined to continue paving the way of an entire subgenre. He wanted to make a difference, and it's hard to deny he did. Embracing a controversial open door policy at his new apartment only led to even
What does that mean? An open door policy? What does that mean? Anybody could just come in, like, off the street?
more chaos once the ban was over.
But I got a stream that I have to finish here, so. I have a stream that I'm gonna finish here, so. Dude, don't point that at me, I'm serious. Okay, but
Paul openly encouraged his fans to visit him in person during streams, if they so happened to be in the area. Why not drop by and make some content? As dangerous a
What a fucking moron. Why would you do that? Anybody could just walk in? What the fuck?
prospect as that may sound, this just proved Ice's total commitment to not only developing a personal
I mean, it's an interesting concept, but holy fuck, how dangerous is that, bro?
connection with his fans, but his quest to make the most wild, provocative streams imaginable. A few bands were about to make him change the way he did anything. He wanted absolute transparency at all costs, a strength in the eyes of his community, but a major lapse in his judgment as time went on to show, putting himself in a vulnerable position he wouldn't seriously regret, at least until 2017.
if I'm showing where the f I am on live stream, then it's completely fine to SWAT the plane. You're delusional. You're delusional. The police were nice, yeah. They were great. They were nice. They pulled me out of the plane, but
More than 150 passengers were on board after Danino and his companion were removed. The plane did eventually
13-year-olds came up with guns and shit? Popeye should do that? No, I would not do that. It's a cool idea, but you guys are assholes, you know?
get to the gate and the other passengers went on their way.
Who the fuck is this girl?
After Danino and his companion were removed.
What is that? I've never seen Hayer do this before. I don't know what this... How do I feel about this? Incredible. Okay.
The plane did eventually get to the gate and the other passengers went on their way.
On April 28th, 2017, Ice Poseidon made the mistake of exposing his location to a toxic audience at probably the most inconvenient time.
See, this is my thing right here, okay? Here's my thing, if I rewind a little bit. I don't think I could sit here and talk to my phone with somebody right there. You know what I mean? I would be so self-conscious. I couldn't do that. Well, I'm actually right there. Look at that. Look at that. There I am. I'm right here. That was me when I was a little younger. Or maybe this is me, because I'm also black. So.
Time ever as he was boarding a fucking airplane. Sure enough, a bomb threat was called in by someone from the chat claiming to be Paul, which put the entire airport on lockdown, while he and another woman were promptly pulled out of the aircraft by some not so amused officers.
They said he was acting strangely.
He was running around with a GoPro type thing and a big, large camera.
It was a little nerve-wracking, especially when you couldn't lift the
Not that guy. It's fucking nice for
the shades back up and the plane was still rolling.
Like that he called in and said that I had a bomb on the plane. That's what he said. Like he was pretending to be me.
Now remember, this was far from the first time Paul had been swatted, but it was the first time delaying an entire flight from taking off. The severity of this stunt was at a level never before seen by ICE's community, halting an entire airplane.
Oh, he actually had a GoPro, not something on his head.
And generating national headlines across the mainstream wasn't exactly the best PR for Twitch, and thus he was formally suspended shortly after, permanently.
Wait, why is ICE banned? Wait, why is ICE banned?
Are you sure?
Why is ICE banned?
Are you sure?
Why is ICE banned?
Sparking outrage across the live streaming community, many believed this was unjustified.
Oh, Tyler One. I know him. Not personally, of course.
Including ICE himself, who went on the record claiming when you look at the terms of service, there were no rules saying that you shouldn't leak your location.
You're so fucking dumb. It's not that your location got leaked. You got fucking swatted, you asshole. What are you talking about? You delayed the flight for a bunch of people, and probably really. I mean, Twitch is between a rock and a hard place. You know what I'm saying? He's got to do something.
Now, although ICE had never been swatted in public up until this moment, he probably should have known better than to say this.
53A is that's my gate, and I'm not. That was really stupid of me, to be fair.
What with ICE's community having a history of pushing him to his limits, it was only a matter of time before they took it too far. Moving forward, you'd think this might be a wake-up call for Paul to police his chat a little better, or be
I mean, like, I would expect if he's going to continue this like really irresponsible line of content creation, I would imagine that his next idea would be like, okay, I should make my own like private website to stream on. That's what I would imagine would be his next step, right? Like maybe have it so that you have to pay to be a member, like $5 a month or something. I don't know, and then you could go and see him do like a live stream, whatever. That would be the most reasonable thing to do next, you know?
Be more diligent as to not release his location, and if people do
YouTube's looking open arms.
find out where he is, maybe don't platform or give any attention to those who want to cause chaos. Unfortunately though, our man didn't seem to learn much after the airport incident. And I do have to agree with Sunny V2's assessment when he says,
but what about after the SWAT happened? Does he just ignore it? No, he does the exact opposite. He puts the swatters on a pedestal. Ice Poseidon gets swatted, 445,000 views. 5 videos later, swatted on a plane, my perspective.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, if I got swatted, I'd probably make a video about it too. But yeah, it does have the negative impact of almost encouraging that inappropriate behavior, you know? Depending on the way that he interacted with it. Because he seems like he has a almost positive interaction with these negative experiences. Like, I'd have a very negative interaction with those negative experiences, you know?
357,000 views. But over the long run, do you think that posting videos about being swatted that you know have the potential to go semi-viral is going to encourage the swatters or deter them? It's going to encourage them.
Whether out of ignorance or otherwise, Paul made sure to put a spotlight on those who swatted him. When you give these things so much attention, even in a negative way, it sends a message to keep doing it. Probably why he was swatted every day for a month at the peak of his antics. Viewers are calling into local businesses with baseless accusations that he was carrying a bomb or had children locked in his basement became a reality that ICE had to live with. Needing to notify the police of this kind of thing every time he moved, which was often. An existence I can't imagine was anything short of exhausting.
You have no idea how stressed I am, dude. I have these security guards and shit, they're telling me like, oh yeah, you're going to jail. You're going to jail. You're doing this to yourself. Because they called the phone. They called the number of whoever called the casino, and my phone rang. Okay? Whoever did it spoofed my number, and it showed up as my number who called. So I have some problems. I have so many problems and issues, dude.
I mean, like, listen, hot take, very hot take here. Maybe his fans deserved to be scammed out of $500,000. I'm just saying. It's never okay, but somehow I'm looking at this and I'm saying maybe those fans deserve to get scammed out of $500,000. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, based on this shit, you guys are fucking. You guys fucked him over and he scammed you. Hey, no skin off my dick, you know.
I just can't. I don't know, dude. It's legit. I don't know, man. It's so stressful, dude.
If you ask me, looking back on this man's career, one of ICE's greatest mistakes was his inability to keep his fanbase in check, even when he made it clear he didn't want their behavior plaguing his reputation.
Stop the racism.
I want you guys to control my life. I mean, this is one of the biggest mistakes I've ever made in live streaming.
His chat had a stranglehold on his life for years. Nearly every aspect of Paul's existence put under scrutiny by his fans, including his own relationship.
Like, bro, I just like the girl, and that's pretty much it, dude. And I know, and I was just afraid of telling everyone because I know about the storm that happened. You know what I mean? Everything was just getting better. Everything was doing just fine. And then it was like, I got back in touch with her and I was just like, I can't tell anyone because it's going to be a shitstorm all over again. I was scared.
Hated to death by the Purple Army, ICE's girlfriend Caroline was criticized for just about everything under the sun, smeared as a leech, clout chaser, gold digger, even cruelly dubbed alien for her plastic surgery. Viewers thought she was taking ICE away from his content, using his influence to further her own career.
There's a bunch of immature kids ruining his Bro, they ruined his relationship. Like, listen, he obviously acted irresponsibly in this, but his fans are pieces of shit. I don't really, so far, I could see why this motherfucker scammed his fans. And you know what? He shouldn't have done it, but I don't give a fuck.
As a streamer. In the end, despite any feelings Paul may have had, things fell apart for the couple. Paul being quoted with, "It just got too much, dude. It was just easier for me to break up with her than to deal with it."
Here's the thing, dude. I can never be in a relationship while I'm a streamer. It just doesn't work out. I just can't do it. I can't. It's just too stressful, and I can't balance it, and I just don't want to do it. It's just annoying, and I just don't care. But yeah,
that your fans won for that one.
Please don't talk about Caroline, guys. Like, I still care about her, but
Ice, now that you're done with Caroline, you need to find a nice pretty girl that will help better you. Also 9K and EX in the chat, boys. Okay.
We just can't be together. That's essentially it.
I mean, streaming was his business, of which he made Caroline a part of for a little while. He saw a notable jump in earnings just a week after the couple broke up. Although he said the community didn't cause the breakup, I can't imagine it made their lives any easier, as it's hard to ignore the consequences of Paul's chat constantly memeing and making fun of his girlfriend in really just cruel ways. In the aforementioned
what is all this like knife licking weird fucking stock footage? What the hell is that?
New Yorker article, Paul could be heard saying, "You have to be inconsiderate and a little bit of a sociopath to stream. I have to turn on the stream tomorrow and not give a fuck about any of this, but I actually do give a fuck. And I'm actually annoyed and hurt and awkward by all of this." A telling window into his approach to content creation.
When I sent her that text message that we broke up in January, I cried for like 3 days, dude. I was so sad because I did not want to break up with her, but she really, like, you know what I mean? It was just detrimental to my streams.
Ice's career required putting his privacy in jeopardy.
Maybe you should just stop streaming, bro. It seems like you're a fucking millionaire. I would be like, all right, maybe we just take it easy, or I just let myself fall off and work with have a girlfriend, be a normal person and make a little bit less money, you know?
Living a life in front of...
He wasn't making $1 million? What the fuck? I feel like he had to have been making tons of money.
The Twitch chat in exchange for money and fame. Caroline may have been off stream, but that didn't stop fans from speculating whether or not she was actually out of Paul's life for real. And come to find out, she wasn't. Which would only become apparent halfway through.
Who cares? Good for him. He's trying to keep it away from fucking psychopaths.
Through one of the biggest streaming ventures Ice would ever embark upon. A 14-person road trip across the East Coast.
Wow. And that jalopy?
14-day trip so far, so we'll see how this goes. We got 14 people, 14 days.
What the fuck?
Being booted off Twitch wasn't about to get in the way of Ice making as much money as possible while doing the absolute most scuffed streams imaginable, moving his show to YouTube, where he would broadcast him and his closest friends traveling up the East Coast from California all the way to Washington in an RV. With the cast of
Is that where somebody got like sexually assaulted or something on the trip? Like one of those scumbags like sexually assaulted a girl on the trip?
Key characters including Anything for Views, Dan Kwan, Scuffed Steve Jobs, and... Or, as one commentator put it, a collection of the worst people from all around the world stuffed into a small confined area for an extended period of time. And of course, thousands were there for it. I'm not here to get into every small bit of drama
Only Use Me Blade, yeah, that guy.
that unfolded throughout these streams, because God knows we'd be here all day, and I'd probably get age restricted for showing some of the footage. But if you want a taste, Ice can be seen at the end of the episode about to hook up with some swingers from Tinder. The cameraman is forced to the front of the RV to make awkward conversation with her husband before he finally goes to the back to watch Ice and his wife do whatever they're gonna do. Then Sam Pepper goes outside, drags a dumpster to the side of the RV so he can climb on top to look inside Ice's room and describe what's happening to the camera. All of which going down within 10 minutes of the second stream. What the f is happening? It wasn't until a few weeks in that the real drama
what the hell?
began between Ice and his fans themselves, when it was revealed through a girl named K-Bubbles that Caroline and Ice had never actually broken up, and had actually been in the
We really just skipped right over the sexual assault claim. Shit. Okay.
open relationship for months. This sparked yet another saga of fighting between Ice, Caroline, and K-Bubbles that all culminated with him revealing he had relations with both girls at the same time. And that it wasn't
shit.
a
We
big-
got a modern warrior here, guys. Except this guy doesn't virtue signal on the internet about how you should respect women. So he actually is a better person. He comes out looking better. How about that?
This is what's going on. I'm Caroline, this girl, I'm a lot of girls. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal.
On principle, Paul is
Hey, polyamory? That's just the new way of cheating nowadays. It's fucking true. It's fucked up, bro.
didn't
People
owe
are
his
crazy.
fans anything. As much as there should be a degree of separation, Ice never allowed one, and as a result, felt the consequence of his private matters unfold in a public setting. What I mean is that finding out that Caroline and Ice hadn't broken up led to more distrust between him and his fans. Of course, this never should have been his fans' business to begin with, but because it was, the transparency he had strived to build over the course of several years was slowly crumbling. His
That's
chat
not
felt
fighting.
betrayed. They didn't like anything being hidden from plain view. A warped dynamic between creator and fan that ultimately goes
We call it a parasocial relationship.
to encapsulate Ice Poseidon's entire brand, for better or for worse.
Hi, my name is Paul Danino, otherwise known as Ice Poseidon on the internet.
I'm making this video as my apology to Twitch in the hopes that somebody will listen.
After a couple years of avoiding headlines, Ice Poseidon quietly fell back into a slower streaming schedule. After reflecting on the long-standing toxicity of his community, Ice showed a desire to change his content for the better. Uploading tamer videos and streams to YouTube, he even published an open letter to Twitch asking for a second chance on the platform. He believed that after years of streaming on Mixer and refining his community, his content and demeanor had changed enough that he should be let back onto the platform he had started on.
3 years ago, I was banned on Twitch for enabling a very toxic community.
Okay.
And a toxic community that has affected the industry, myself, my friends, and other creators as a whole. My mindset now is completely different to what it was 3 years ago. And I found out after reforming my community and changing the actions that I do, I have found happiness again in streaming. Happiness that I haven't had in over 2 years. I've learned a lot in the past couple of years, and I've been a streamer for almost 5 years now. And I'm please asking Twitch to just give me a second chance.
Well, compelling to some, Twitch never responded. But still, it was nice.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect them to respond, so.
To see this new side of him. At the time, it seemed as if he had finally matured after all these years. But little did anyone know is that everything would change at precisely 11 a.m. on January 30th, 2022.
The famous live...
What the hell was that?
Change at precisely 11 a.m. on January 30th.
I meant to say January 31st. Oh, okay.
30th, 2022.
The famous live streamer Ice Poseidon just scammed his followers for up to $500,000, and I'm going to prove it.
Earlier this year, YouTuber and crypto scam watchdog CoffeeZilla published a revealing video on Ice Poseidon and the questionable nature of his recent endeavors. Well, questionable nature might be a little too generous.
Well, listen, bro. Hey, I mean, we already established that. Hey, maybe they deserve it, dude. Maybe they deserve to have their money stolen from them.
You want to keep the money that's not yours, that you took from the project, even though you failed to deliver.
I mean, I'm not really sure what you want me to say, but yeah, I could give the money back, but I'm going to look out for myself and not do that.
In this day and age, it's hardly uncommon to find streamers and YouTubers taking advantage of their fans with transparent crypto pump and dump schemes. Yeah. Well, with crypto still being so new, the government has yet to impose limitations on what you can and can't do to make a quick buck. A lack of sufficient regulation that's led to infamous rug pulls across the internet. The worst of which being YouTubers aiming such rug pulls at those who support them the most, their fans. Well, cue Ice Poseidon. After his ex-bestie Sam Pepper got busted by Coffee for masterminding the infamous Save the Kids scam, Ice was apparently there to take notes. Not on how not to scam his fans or even how not to get caught, instead of following Sam's blueprint almost to a T, and was hardly subtle about any of it. After going on the record promoting a long-term project he seemed to have a lot of faith in,
long term, huh?
DX Coin, named after his network of the same name, was of course revealed to be an absolute, utter, and complete scam. Don't take my word for it though, he basically states it better than I could.
It looks like the coin got rugged. You know anything about that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, not rugged, but I mean... Well,
someone pulled all the liquidity out. That's a rug, right?
That would be a rug, yes. But there is still liquidity in there.
40K got left and 300K got ripped out or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly what happened.
Right.
Okay. I guess he's just being honest.
Are you laughing? I mean, is that funny?
I mean, no.
Before getting into the numbers, though, let's hear this guy out, okay? He says he didn't actually market this thing to any of his casual fans, only people in the crypto sphere, as he put it once he was found out. It doesn't matter who is affected, it still doesn't change what it is, right? I mean, am I going insane? But then again, Ice being a shady guy running scams on the internet really isn't anything new.
Ice Poseidon has a history of openly scamming people and being super honest with it. He even went on stream one time just fully admitting to a Ponzi scheme he was running.
In order for the investors to make their money back, what we do is we grow the company to a certain point, and then we have other investors come in, and obviously they invest their money as well, hopefully more than $2 million. And then obviously when we get more than $2 million invested, the other investors will get their $2 million back. That's not a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme. Okay, I don't really know how to explain it, because I didn't explain that very well, I guess.
That is the...
Oh, Jesus Christ, you guys are a fucking moron.
Textbook definition of a Ponzi scheme.
I know it may seem weird, but I used to be a kind of a bad person on the internet when I was younger, dude. I had this thing where it was a phishing site, and I phished credit cards. I didn't do anything with the credit cards because I was like afraid of going to jail. My ears are popping, we're going on a hill. But we did it. We also, Greg, you remember what we used to do? I don't know if you want to say it.
Why would you admit these things? What a fucking idiot.
All right, I won't.
I like to get away with the things I can brag about.
I mean, that was 10 years ago. I don't think we can get arrested anymore for that.
Fucking idiot.
But I never used a credit card, but
Yeah, I know how to get on the deep web, dude.
In a subsequent final statement made after Coffee's initial video,
I don't think getting on the deep web is that hard. I think it's just like buying on the deep web is hard.
Poseidon proceeded to double down on his decision to pull a portion of his hefty investment, being $300,000, because it was, quote, the right thing to do, out of fear of it being devalued, which of course doesn't make any sense, as stated by Coffee.
When I asked Ice Poseidon where he was going to put the money that he took out of the crypto markets, he told me he's going to put it in the crypto markets.
Invest into crypto, Ethereum, mainly.
He had to take the money out of the crypto markets because that's a terrible investment, and the real place to put the money is in the crypto markets because that's where the big money's at.
And I mean, on top of all of that, admitting to removing the money in what can only be described as a textbook rug pull, Ice had the audacity to go on and say no one got scammed. He made $300,000, but not at the expense of his holders, which is literally just not how crypto works. If you're going to be taking money out of something, that value is going to be dropped down onto the people who are still holding. They lose, you win. Hundreds of thousands in this case, which he even admitted he could return if he so chose. It's just he needs to look after himself right now. Hope he enjoys that Tesla before he's riding in the back of a squad car.
At the moment, there's like a big gambling kick, so I'm like gambling and doing crypto stuff, so.
Are you figuring out
crypto and gambling the same thing?
I mean, yeah, they're similar. I invest in a lot of the like coins, right? Like a lot of the you put money in and then you sell in like 20 minutes when it pumps. There's no regulations behind it whatsoever. I have no idea if it's legal.
Reason why I'm not going to start a crypto coin.
Dude, Jesus Christ, this guy's fucking dumb too. Why does he feel the need to brag about it when he's gonna rip people off? That's the part that really is weird.
Is because someone's gonna get. Because dude, if I see $1 million, I'm selling. I don't give a. I'm not gonna be like, I'll hold for you guys, bro. I see $1 million in my portfolio, I'm out.
The cautionary tale of Ice Poseidon is one with many ups and downs, going from an introverted RuneScape streamer to one of the most iconic, recognizable IRL names across Twitch and YouTube, etching his name into the streaming history books and being respected by numerous high-profile personalities up until recent. I don't think Ice's story had to end this way. Had he just set up more boundaries with his fans and been more diligent about moderating the toxic sides of his chat, there's a big chance he could have even stayed on Twitch, not gotten swatted as much and gone down as one of the greatest to ever do it. But that hasn't
well, maybe.
Exactly been.
I mean, it seems like he kind of got big off of getting swatted constantly.
The case. Paul isn't that kind of person. His true colors have finally been unveiled. While his influence on Twitch and the larger streaming zeitgeist is hard to deny, Ice's already controversial reputation may have finally been put to rest by following in the shoes of notable shameless scammers to come before him. Saying he wants to change, then taking the low road and adding to his already ungodly, robust bank account in the most reprehensible way a person can. It didn't have to end like this. But because it has, I don't think Ice Poseidon should be remembered as anything else than a deceit.
I have a question. Was that his $300 he originally put in and then pulled out, or was that like someone else's $300,000? Like, maybe I just don't understand this too well.
Full rat who will throw even his most ardent supporters under the bus if it means just a 1% uptick of his net worth.
All right. Well, listen. Listen. At the end of the day, a lot of creaking. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, Ice Poseidon is pretty controversial from start to finish. His fans are pieces of shit to him. He shouldn't have scammed them, but I just don't care. Like, okay, you know, I mean, I could see why he hates his fans or doesn't care about them, because they just trolled the shit out of him constantly. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and another special shout out to all my Patreon and Twitch subs. If you'd like to support this channel further than you already have by just watching the video alone, go down to the links below where you can sub on my Patreon, which will allow you to get your name on this beautiful black wall. Or you can go to the Twitch page and you can actually use a free Amazon Prime sub, if you have Amazon Prime, to subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.